show you what it takes to become a good shooter. There's a lot of work that goes into that. The most important thing in shooting, after you learn the techniques, which you'll see now, is not to practice from too far. See, because then you get into bad habits. A shot becomes a throw.
When I was a young kid growing up, I can remember guys at a young age, at about 4, 5, 6, 7th grade, something like that, everybody wanted to make a half-court shot. And stand out there all day doing that and never get nothing accomplished. And three-point line's the same way. Kids want to become three-point shooters instead of the basic 15-foot or 10-foot shot. When I go out and shoot around by myself, anywhere, before a game in the summer, I always try to start out about 15 foot from the basket and work my way around the perimeter just so I can get loose and then maybe go a little bit further out or a little bit closer. What I try to do, just come out, get good rotation on the ball, get the backspin, try to get a good release, and I always focus my eyes on the rim before I shoot the ball. I feel if you don't do that, it's like shooting at a moving target.
Barry, hold it a minute. You were talking about different things about shooting. What about your balance?
Balance is very important. What I try to do when I shoot the basketball, Red, is keep my feet planted towards the basket or somewhere close. When I shoot the ball, when I'm warming up or just out here, or if I have a wide open shot in the game, it seems like I always have my right foot forward. And when I go to release the ball, I use this as balance more so on this, and this is just to get me up on my toes when I shoot.
And you bend your knees, right?
Right. I think that's very important.
Now, is that according to distance or according to just natural?
I think it's distance. The further you're out on the court, the more bend you're going to get, the more ump in your takeoff. But I think that it's very important to have a good balance, and you've got to be down at all times. Give you some flexibility.
All right. Now, what about when you shoot the ball? What do you do about holding the seams or the backspin? Why do you do that?
Well, I try to get my fingers into the seams every time I shoot the ball. It's not possible every time, but if I got time, somebody throws the ball, if I got time to make the adjustment, get my fingers on there, I think it's very important because one thing, the distance, I feel the further I'm out on the court, if I get my fingers in there, it gives me a little something to hold, to push off. I also feel that I can get better rotation on the ball, which I think is very important because if you get good rotation on the ball, if it hits the rim, it's going to bounce around, give you that extra bounce maybe up there to fall in.
That's what they talk about, you know, the good shooters seem to be lucky shooters, but
right.
There's a reason for it.
That's true. The other reason I like to get my fingers into the seams is because if I don't, it feels like a beach ball to me. It don't feel right. The ball does not feel very good in my hands at this position.
Now, what do you do with for example, your head?
My head is always, my eyes are always planted on that rim.
You don't watch the ball?
Never watch the ball. It's all feel. I think consistency is real important when shooting the ball. I try to have the exact same motion each time I take my shot. As I bring the ball up, my elbow is in, my wrist is bent back, I push off with my middle two fingers, and I follow all the way through, extending my arm and wrist as if they were going right through the basket.
Larry, when you shoot the ball, how far back do you bring it?
Well, I take it up to the side, Red, where I can see it out of the corner of my eye. The one thing that I've always learned, if I brought it back any further than that, it's more of a throw than a shot. So I take it up, I feel more comfortable. I just take the side of my head and just follow through.
If you take it too far back, what happens?
I don't have really no direction of the ball. I don't really know where it's going to go. It's more of a throw. Of course, me, you know.
Don't mess with success. You don't have to be a picture shooter. No matter what you do, as long as it works, stick with it. Larry, when you shoot the ball, you very seldom take a jump shot. Why?
Well, the further I am from the basket, the less I want to jump because I think I have to have good balance in my feet. I have to be able to be planted and go up. I really don't get that much air time, but I do just get enough to get the ball up over the rim. But if I'm in the lane 13, 12, 10 foot and somebody's on me, I do have to jump a little bit higher. But I'd rather stay on the ground because I'm not a great leaper, but I think I can get away with it out on the court if I keep my feet planted and keep good balance. A lot of people think the bankboard is just to hold the rim and net in place. But remember, the bankboard can be one of your best friends. I feel that there's a variety of places that you can place the ball off the backboard easy enough for the ball to drop in.
As shown here, there's 4 or 5 or 6 different spots that I can place a ball in the same area and can still go in for 2.
Every time you look at the backboard, remind yourself that the back of the rim is only 6 inches from the backboard. So all you have to do is touch the board. It's an added plus. It's a big plus. Use it wisely.